Now, the first woman presenter of Grandstand, we've had plenty since, the likes of Sue Barker and so on, but the first, well, that was Helen Rollason, and I'm delighted that she's joined us here today. When was the first?
19th of May 1990. Never forget it, really.
And you remember the nerves, I expect?
Yeah, I do. I can remember my knees knocking against the desk. I thought it was something sort of coming through my earpiece from up above, but it wasn't. It was actually, all this going. But yeah, it was a lovely day, actually.
How did it go? What sort of impressions did you form of the programme?
Well, it was fun because on the day I came in, all the security staff waited for me as I came in the car, and they gave me a little salute and thumbs up, and that was a nice feeling to start with. I knew there was quite a bit of deep suspicion on a woman taking on such a mantle, and I was very concerned. I was in awe of people like Frank and Des and yourself, and of course David Coleman, and to be sitting in that chair and hear that music going that you've watched since you were a tiny kid and loved was a little bit daunting, to say the least, but I did enjoy the programme very much. Criticism
of Grandstand that we often have to field is that it's a man's programme. It tends to neglect women's sport, and we've improved a bit in the last 10 years, haven't we?
Well, I think that's an unfair comment, because if you look at the amount of tennis we did, and we do the netball and many sports, the gymnastics, the skating and so on, there's a tremendous amount of women's sport in there. I think women are their own worst enemies sometimes, or they used to be, in presenting their own sports, and in the way they portrayed them and wanted to get them across to the media. It was as if they didn't really understand what we were trying to get from them, and I don't mean that badly, but I think it's developed hugely in the last few years now, and certainly Grandstand has always been a great champion of women's sport.
What have been the highlights for you?
Oh gosh, Steve, that's a very difficult one. I would say the Olympic Games and Commonwealth Games are always very special. I love my athletics, as you know, so anything to do with athletics has been great. But no, I've had a lot of fun doing it. I haven't done the programme for a long time, but certainly that first one, I can remember we had tennis in it, the German Open, and it was in the days when Jennifer Capriati was only 14 and Monica Seles had just come on the scene and was doing fantastic things, and we called them the Pram Pack, I think, and we had racing from Newbury, not from Ascot that day, so it was a nice time there.
We all know what a tough year it's been for you with the cancer diagnosis and everything. Everyone wants to know how you are. How are you getting on?
Steady. I would fail a drugs test today, I'm afraid, but
well, a few of us would actually.
Steady progress. We're trying all sorts of things, and I'm still going through the chemotherapy, but I feel great today, and that's what matters. It's a different day today, but I feel great today.
We wish you the best, and we're
Steve.
Delighted that you're with us here today.
Lovely to be here.
Helen Rollason, the first Grandstand presenter. Plenty have followed. As I've said, Sue Barker, Claire Balding is standing by.